The next question is, which of the following is categorized as other public sector bank? The options given are State Bank of India, NABARD, Bharatiya Mahila Bank, National Housing Bank. The answer is Bharatiya Mahila Bank. We have seen the Reserve Bank of India has categorized public sector banks into basically three categories. One is State Bank of India and its group. Second is nationalized banks. Third is other public sector banks. State Bank of India in its group, because they all came into existence under the Act of 1956 of State Bank of India Act, by which the then Imperial Bank was converted into State Bank of India. Then nationalization of banks happened in 1969 and second batch of nationalization in 1980. So those 19 banks were called nationalized banks. Other than these two broad categories, there is a third category called other public sector bank. The question is, among the given banks, which are the given banks? State Bank of India, NABARD, Bharatiya Mahila Bank and Nationalized Bank. Among the given banks, which one belongs to the other public sector bank? The obvious answer is Bharatiya Mahila Bank, which is a wholly owned Government of India bank. Initially, the bank had a board of directors consisting of 8 women. This is the only bank that came into existence under, it was announced in a budget by Mr. P. Chidambaram when he was finance minister. This now will be acquired by, this will be merged with State Bank of India. Bharatiya Mahila Bank is soon to be merged with State Bank of India. After this, it will lose its name. So, State Bank of India is proposing to issue 4.42 crore shares to the Government of India for its 100% stake in Bharatiya Mahila Bank. So the next question, which of the following is foreign bank operating in India? There are 4 options given: Shinhan Bank, DBS Bank Limited, JP Morgan Chase Bank, Sonali Bank, and all of the above. As the name itself suggests, you can easily come to the conclusion that all the above banks, all the 4 banks are foreign banks operating in India. What is the difference, basic difference between foreign bank and domestic bank? In the case of domestic banks like Indian Bank, the Bank of India, Canara Bank, Karur Vysya Bank, Bank of India, all these banks, they were all incorporated under Indian laws. But in the case of a foreign bank is incorporated outside India as per the laws of that country, and they only have branches in India. Shinhan Bank is from South Korea. DBS Bank is from Singapore. JP Morgan Chase Bank is from New York, USA, and Sonali Bank is from Bangladesh. Therefore, all the 4 banks are foreign banks operating in India. The next question is, which of the following bank was officially changed to Axis Bank Limited? Today we have an Axis Bank, which is a very growing bank, private sector bank. Which of the following bank was converted to Axis Bank? Options given are UTI Bank, Lord Krishna Bank, Centurion Bank, and Global Trust Bank. The answer is UTI Bank. Actually, it was called UTI Bank. There was one unit trust of India. Today you have more than 5,000 mutual fund schemes and more than 200 to 300 mutual fund companies. In India, in those days, there was only one corporation called Unit Trust of India, which was the only mutual fund operating. It was in public sector. This UTI, Unit Trust of India, started a bank, and that bank was called UTI Bank. Surprisingly, the name was changed in July 2007. The UTI Bank was founded in 1994, and it is had a very good growth. and its name was changed to Axis Bank in July 2007. I have presented before you a small ad that appeared in the newspaper at the time of the change of the name from UTI Bank to Axis Bank. They have put a lady with two different makeups, but the lady is the same. So they have said UTI Bank is now Axis Bank. Only the changes are cosmetic, but the inner core of the bank and its commitment to service of its customers remains the same. That was perhaps the import of this ad. Anyhow, I liked this ad, therefore I have put it up so that you will also enjoy that. But the question here is, why this bank's name was changed? It was a kind of puzzle. There are so many answers floating in the market, but the correct answer, what appears to be the correct answer is, the brand UTI was owned by UTI Asset Management Company. The bank was founded in 1994, and by 2007 it has become a very big entity. UTI Bank became very popular. But its brand was owned by another company, asset management company called UTI Asset Management Company. And the grapevine is that the asset management company wanted royalty for use of the brand name UTI. So the directors of the then directors of the UTI Bank thought, if you start paying royalty, it may become a very huge sum as days goes by, and therefore they changed the name to something different, and they chose a very good name, Axis, because Axis is the is around which everything rotates. The earth is rotating around an axis. The entire commerce of the country is rotating around an axis, and that axis is the Axis Bank. That is perhaps the name, that is perhaps the meaning and the desire of the directors when they named UTI Bank to Axis Bank in 2007. So that they know the purpose is to avoid paying further any kind of royalty fee to anybody else. And that was a single change, and that has proved very well for the bank, because the bank has grown in several dimensions ever since. So it was the former UTI Bank which was renamed as Axis Bank in July 2007. The next question is about solvency. Solvency of a bank indicates its dash financial soundness. Short-term financial soundness, medium-term financial soundness, long-term financial soundness, absolute financial soundness. Which is the correct option? The correct answer is option 3. Solvency of a bank indicates its long-term financial soundness. We have already seen the difference between solvency and liquidity. Solvency means the assets of the company, assets of the bank are sufficient to pay the liabilities of the bank. Then it is called a solvent. Liquidity, ability to pay all its current dues, to have cash in all its branches, so that whenever and wherever the customers ask, they will be able to, the bank will be able to service them. So solvency means long-term financial soundness. Liquidity means short-term financial soundness. So the correct answer to the question is, solvency of a bank indicates its long-term financial soundness. Let us look at the next question. How many banks are presently associates of State Bank of India? When State Bank of India was brought into existence by an act of parliament, several other small banks were also brought into existence, like State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of Patiala, State Bank of Saurashtra, State Bank of Jaipur. All these banks were also brought. They were all called associates of State Bank of India. These associates, over a period, they are getting merged with the State Bank of India. As of today, the question is asking, how many associates are still surviving, which are to be, the Government of India is planning to merge it with the State Bank of India, so that to make it as one of the big entities of Indian banking system. So already plans are afoot to merge these associate banks into State Bank of India. Now the question is asking how many associates are there at present in State Bank of India. The answer is 5. What are the associates? First is the State Bank of Bikaner and Jaipur. Second is the State Bank of Hyderabad. Third is the State Bank of Mysore. Fourth is the State Bank of Patiala. And fifth is State Bank of Travancore. All these banks are surviving as an independent entity today, even though they are called State Bank of India Associate. And once a merger plan is approved, merger plan is already decided by the Government of India, and it has to be approved in the board, and the process has to take over. And once the process is completed, all these 5 banks will be merged with the State Bank of India. The decision to merge these 5 banks along with Bharatiya Mahila Bank into State Bank of India was taken by the government on 16th June 2016. And once this merger is completed, this will be the first ever large scale consolidation in the Indian banking industry. The merger will create a banking behemoth with an asset value of rupees 37 lakh crores. The merger will see SBI's ranking approval in the Bloomberg's largest bank by asset ranking. It may well break through the 50 mark in the ranking. SBI asset base will now be 5 times larger than the second largest Indian bank, namely ICICI Bank. If you look at the asset size of the ICICI Bank and the merged entity that is going to emerge is going to be called State Bank of India, the difference in asset size will be huge. It will be 5 times. Earlier it was a very small difference. This difference has now become very huge. State Bank of India itself has grown. In 2008, if you look at the difference between State Bank of India and ICICI Bank, the difference was very small. Some 50,000 crores or 80,000 crores, in that range only. Today, the difference is 5 times. If the merged entity is going to be 5 times bigger than the next biggest bank. So it is going to, the State Bank of India is going to become superhero. State Bank of India, after this merger, is going to emerge as superhero of the Indian banking scenario.